13th of January 2020. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever you are, guys, girls, ladies, gents. Piotr here. This is Liteforex Global YouTube channel, and we are about to check what is going on Monday morning during the European session. A little bit of the update to what happened post non-farm payrolls. If you remember, I've been trading euro dollar, I've been trading dollar yen. We are going to discuss that things during that meeting. So without the further delay, let's jump straight into euro dollar. All right. So overall, this one we can make like this. For us, it's gonna be easier. If you remember, been discussing for quite some time although the combinations around here, and I'm talking about the bottom here with the move to the upside that we've seen, and created the trading plan based on the possible long euro dollar. And if you remember my update on Friday, actually I did it, I bought it, I went long, and I already half cut it. All right, half cut it, mostly because of what is going on. All right, also because I've been stopped out on the dollar yen. I'm going to discuss in a second. So going back here, right, basically we were, if you remember, we were talking about this consolidation, and we were talking about some price movement going back, some closer to 50% of that 50% of that consolidation, and we hit that around the pre and post non-farm payrolls right here, right now. So I've managed to jump in a little bit higher, not at the very low. Right then we had Riley above post non-farm payrolls. We had Riley above the Thursday high, and a little bit of the pullback towards the end of the day. Tokyo brought us higher, and mostly I think because of the cable strong sell-off, we also have this kind of the pullback on the euro dollar, but for now, as long as we are above weekly open, and I'm talking about this blue dotted line, you guys should already remember, right? So I still think a little bit higher levels possible, and the next possible target, if you remember, we were building also the bearish scenario, so the next possible target might be the possible entry from the bearish perspective, right? So the next target is around 1155, 1175, all right? So some kind of the possible over under, basically based on what we've seen in the past on euro dollar. So that's what I have here on euro dollar. The next thing is let's straight jump to the dollar yen. As I mentioned, if you remember, I've been looking for some kind of the post non-farm payrolls rejection. During the update, I've mentioned that well, I've chased the prices a bit, right? So my entry was a little bit worse than what I've been looking for, but towards end of the day, previous week, right? I've been actually doing well, right? Because I had somewhere like on the retest, all right? And towards end of the day, well, I've been doing quite well. A little bit of the gap up, all right? A little bit of the gap up, and then strong break during the Europe, and my stop being hit, and that's one of the reason I cut partially euro dollar, right? Because of the overall dollar strength, right? So partially the loss from the dollar yen been already covered, okay? So what else with the dollar yen? Well, this time I have to be very patient. We are going to switch to Aussie yen as well, where I'm short again. But anyway, here have to be a bit patient, right? Because what we have here might end up as a final stop count, right? And rejection. So trying to visualize this, at the end of the day, we might have some kind of the upper shadow, right? With this type of the body, right? So that would be significant development, and it might be very similar to what we've seen already on Friday, all right? So here, waiting. If we are going to get the close above, okay, so it's going to be the challenge tomorrow, especially for the bulls, right? Because it would be good to confirm this type of the breakout, right? To confirm this type of the breakout with second daily close above the previous resistance, right? So if we are going to get the close above today, then tomorrow would be good to close above again. And we are going to have, in that case, we are going to have nice setup for the possible long tomorrow, taking into the consideration break back above this latest weakness, because from here, well, if you remember, we broke through some previous support, right? So for tomorrow, the first, in case of this type of the close, of course I'm going to update if necessary, tomorrow pullback towards the weekly open and eventually continuation, right? That could be the setup, but it's all about today's daily close on the dollar yen, all right? Then the next one is the cable, right? And when we are talking about the cable, when we have to remember about the Bank of England, and looks like the Dove scam been very, very active lately. So the move to the downside on the cable is mostly what the market is trying to, reprice the expectations in regards to the next Bank of England move, and looks like there is a 50% chance that already later this month we are going to see 25 basis point cut, and fully priced in the cut is by November this year, right? So as you can see here, we gapped down, all right, at the open of the week, and we are continue. So again, very important what we are going to see towards the end of the day, because if you remember, we were talking about the possible very, very bearish scenario with the break and close below that low, but last Thursday bulls were able to get back with the lower shadow and close around, all right? So here, well, we cannot say already that the deal is done, right? That the bears fully taking over. Closer towards the end of the day, it's gonna be much more interesting, and then we will see if this because the chances are growing for 2650, all right? Of course, no, this type of the move to the downside I'm not gonna chase. I'm going to watch later on during the New York session if we can see some kind of the attempt to gap close on the cable. That would be significant development. So we will see here as well. All right, and then rejection and then continuation down towards the bearish target, which we already discussed. The next thing is in relation to this one, I've mentioned quite a few times last week that I might look for the euro pound to the upside as well, right? So I took it last Friday. And it's doing, actually for now it's doing well. I'm going to monitor, and I'm going to move my stop. I'm going to work with my stop. Looks like already 2R, and I want to see where we are towards the end of the day in relation to that strong supply, right? So I'm going to monitor what's going to happen in case of the strong breakout. Okay, I might increase my exposure. So I'm going to move much higher the stop for the original, and I'm going to try to have very tight stop for the next one, but that's something we are going to monitor, and I'm going to update anyway. This one is working very well, and the last one for now is a Aussie yen. If you remember, I've been trying to sell somewhere here based on what we've seen to the left, right, been stopped out. So right now, basically taking into the consideration what we already seen around these levels, as you can see, I'm short again, and looking for a deeper pullback, right? So I'm fighting with this Aussie yen in between 75.90, 76 as an entry. What I'm looking for at least 75 retest and moving lower, and I'm going to look for the first possible target around 74, right, and the final target around 71.50, 71. That's how I see the things on the Aussie yen. Guys, was my pleasure to make the update for you. Probably a little bit later today or very early tomorrow, I'm going to make the crypto update. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the ring, the bell, for you to be informed when the next upload is. Have a great New York session. Don't be trapped, guys, and see you around. Goodbye.